All right. Well, good job, everybody, for making it this far. We have done a whole lot. We've done things different this year, and you guys did great. So, good job. Miss Baker, would you like to say something real quick to our dear graduates?
Don't you do that every year?
Yes, I do. Principal's always got to say something.
Colin has thrown us on so many things.
You guys, I know you have to work really hard to get here today, right? What was the hardest thing about your graduation today? What was the hardest thing, Max?
Writing the essay.
Writing the essay. What was so hard about writing the essay?
It was just kind of hard to find all the stuff that you needed, like through your book and try to remember what you learned.
It took effort, right? The essay took effort. Yes.
Because we're doing because everyone wants to get prizes, right? From whoever to get better. So some people stay up pretty late, and the longer they stay up, it makes them more drowsy and sleepy, so they can't focus.
Oh.
But if you focus hard enough, and if you harder and harder, and that's how I get packed out.
Fabulous, David. And so, right? You had to change some things about yourself in order to get through here today.
You stood up a little late.
Right. So you had to give it that last push that maybe you wouldn't have given if you hadn't changed that about yourself. You were going to do it, and you were going to make it to the end. How about you, Aspen? What was the hardest thing about getting here today? To do what with your essay? I don't think they can hear you back there.
Thinking of words to put last.
Thinking about words. So you wanted better words or just more words? More words. Is more words always better? Just trying to express yourself about what you want to say? Or were you like, I have to do more because I know Officer Young is going to want more
That's
from
why I'm
me.
blocking it out.
So that I want to say or what to put in my essay to be good.
So you had to think about it some more than you thought you would, right?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. What do you think?
That we have to go through the whole book to see what makes sense to put in it.
You had to go back and review all the stuff that you'd already learned at Wally, right? All that other stuff that you did. Excellent. Sophie, what do you think?
The stress of it.
Just the stress of it? There's a lot of stress getting it done because you had a deadline, right?
Well, and also Sophie was in the middle of getting her tasks switched out and working on her essay at the same time.
Are you right-handed? Oh,
Yeah.
even more so, right? What about it, Sam?
My mom not reminding me to do this.
Your mom didn't remind you. You did it. You reminded yourself. Is that what you're saying? Excellent. So, you know, it's really fun on their graduation day because
My dad graduated.
we get to celebrate your hard work. What was the hardest part about their graduation? What's the hardest part? What was the hardest part?
The hardest. Wait, are you talking about the learning in there or what?
Yeah, so far. What we're celebrating all your work here. What was the hardest part?
The hardest part of doing there was learning how to use it.
Oh, how to use it? What do you mean by that? Tell me more.
I mean what we learned. We have to use it wisely, and yes.
So we can learn it, but if we don't apply it, it doesn't really help us, right? So we could stand here and listen to Officer Young and talk, and we can walk out the door, but if we don't use it, it's not really gonna help us much, right? Like all learning, if we don't use it. Excellent. I like that. What else? What was the hardest part about there? What was the hardest part?
I'm going on the lunch break.
Not going on the what?
Word search.
The word search.
Oh,
There's a word search in their book they couldn't do till the end. So they're saying it was 10
and you wanted to do it because it looked like it was fun, right?
But he made a good decision by
No.
not doing it.
He did it good. He waited till the end because maybe you didn't have all the information you needed to do it, right? You gotta wait it and save. Okay, that was awesome. What else?
I think the hardest interview was the DARE essay.
Oh,
yeah.
Why was the DARE essay so hard?
It was hard because like you had to make sure you did it good so you could actually like try to get the big prize.
Yeah, you wanted to win, right?
You
It's
need
a
the little
competition. That's
It's a
part of
little
it.
thing.
That makes
It's
it
a
a little
small prize,
hard.
not a big
Little
prize.
bit of pressure there because you're thinking, I want to do well. I might actually have to read this to the class and other people would hear my essay. Ooh, there's a little bit of stress, right? What else made the essay hard? Who else thought the essay was kind of hard?
Cause it was
All
all
right, why did you think the essay was hard?
I thought the essay was hard because when I've been using the DARE decision making model, I wasn't really like thinking I was using it. I was just using it, so I didn't know exactly what to write in the place where we how we use it.
Oh, cool. So you just kind of think about the DARE model and you're using it all the time, so you're not thinking, oh, wait, stop, I'm using the DARE model. You just naturally are using it, so you didn't think about how to use it in your essay. All right, I can see where you had to really think deeply then about writing about that. What else made the DARE essay difficult?
Kind of what she said, and like, it also was just a little difficult because I think, since we like, it was right before we like started, like finished learning, we hadn't used most of the stuff we've learned yet. So we were just happy to write about the little things that we used.
Okay. So later you even learned more and you were thinking, gosh, I could have used that in my essay, but I didn't have it yet. Okay. What else made the DARE essay difficult?
the writing. I spent a lot of time on working on it and my hands were worn out because of how much I wrote.
Yeah, that happens to me a lot.
And it sounds like you put a lot of effort in it. And you said something really important there. You said time. It took time. And you know, whenever we choose to use our time for one thing, we have to give up something else, right? So sometimes we want to say, oh, I want to be playing my video games, I want to be streaming something on Disney Plus, but I don't get to because I'm already writing my essay. So sometimes we have to sacrifice something that we love to do for something else so that we get something out of it, right? And all learning takes effort. What I was hearing from everybody is it took a lot of effort to do the essay. Lots of effort, right? It wasn't easy, right? It was not an easy assignment. It was not an easy task. But every time we put effort in something, we can grow, right? We're better people when we're through, when we give lots of effort to something. Yes?
The DARE essay was also hard because I did it in a room where lots of people like to come, especially our cat who everyone likes, and everyone would come and just kind of make it hard to concentrate on it.
Ah, so maybe next time what would you do differently?
Lock the door.
Lock the door. Find some peace and quiet. So what you learned about yourself is when you have to give something a lot of concentration and effort, you do better in a quiet space, right? So maybe next time you can do that. Because do you think there's going to be other opportunities to do things that are hard, that take a lot of thinking? I heard you say, I needed to really think about this. I heard you say it took a lot of time. I heard, yeah, I had to trade something for this that I wanted even more, right? So congratulations for all of those of you that really completed this, because this was not an easy thing to do. But today you're graduating. And you know, one of the things I appreciate about Officer Youngman is he comes here week after week after week for us because he wants to make a difference. And he wants that not just till the end of this year, but he wants what you've learned here to help you through middle school. He wants what you learned here to help you through high school and through college, and when you are an adult, that the decisions you're making now and the decisions you make later will give you a good life. Because the things he's taught you this semester are, if you make good and wise decisions, you are trading them for a good life, right? When we make bad decisions, it makes it much harder. Life becomes much harder when we make the decisions he talked about that lead us down a path. Because we all have to trade our time for and effort for things, right? For what we're gonna become. And so we're really proud of you today. We hope that you will remember the things that he's been teaching you this semester to help you with your life, because you are wonderful. And we know that you can have a good life if you make good choices. So thank you, Officer Youngman, for all you've done for us, and congratulations to all of you guys.
Thank you, Miss Baker, and is this not working? Oh, we got it working now. I need Max to come up front. Yes, everybody a round of applause for Max. All right, so you are the winner of this class's essay. Oh, I put that on backwards. That's okay. Here.
I thought it was awesome.
And we need you to read it. Nice and loud for everybody. You can come right here.
My mom knew about it.
No, just Max, because he's the essay winner.
Did you know that over 75,000 have alcohol-related deaths every year in the U.S., and a whopping 400,000 Americans die due to tobacco each year? These are some crazy things that most people don't even know. Dare has taught me so much, and I want it to help you too. I will tell you about my experiences and feelings, and I will also tell you about the things I've learned and the things that have helped me. What have I learned in there? Well, I've learned a lot of important and helpful things in there. Even simple things like the DARE decision-making model and the 5 W's, which can and has helped me already in the short time I've used it. And I'm sure it will help me even more throughout life and school. I've learned so many important things through DARE already. Some more things I've learned are to have a good body language. If you have certain body language, you can look aggressive, confident, or even shy inside. These are just a little bit of things I've learned in DARE, and I hope you learn a lot too. I personally haven't used the DARE decision-making model that much, and I should probably use it more. But I have used it a couple times. One example is, at recess, another kid made me very mad. Before I did anything, I thought and used the DARE decision-making model. First, define. My problem was that someone was making me mad, and I didn't know what to do. Next, assess. I could punch or push them away. I could run. I could tell him he's making me mad, and to stop, or I could just walk away. Then respond. I walked away and went over to my friends. Finally, evaluate. I walked away, didn't bully by punching or pushing him, didn't get more mad, and just played with my friends for the rest of recess. Overall, it helped me a lot, and I encourage you to use the DARE decision-making model whenever you're in a weird or confusing situation. I plan to use all the great things I've learned in DARE whenever I'm in a weird or confusing situation. I will use the DARE decision-making model and remember what drugs and alcohol do to people. It makes people sick, kills people, and makes them do crazy and bad things. I will use my information to help me and people around me, such as my family and friends. I will also encourage them to use the DARE decision-making model and not do drugs or alcohol. Finally, these are some of the great and helpful things I have learned in DARE, how I've used them, and how I plan to use them. I have learned things like how to define, assess, respond, and evaluate during weird and confusing situations. I have used the things I've learned to not get in trouble or bully, get really mad, and many more things. And I plan to use my knowledge from DARE in the future to protect myself and others. DARE has taught me many things. My knowledge from DARE will help me throughout school and life to make the right decisions and help everyone around me. This is how DARE has helped me and some of my experiences and thoughts. DARE has helped me so much, and I hope that it helps you too, and encourages you to use the DARE decision-making model and all the things you've learned in DARE to help you throughout life and school.
Come on up, Amir. Will you be willing to read this for everybody? Let's get nice and loud, okay?
DARE stands for Drug Abuse Resistance Education. In 5th grade, I've learned not to use drugs and others, to be a respectful and responsible person. The DARE decision-making model is helping focus on doing good choices and not part of their officers help me learn to respect myself and others. In DARE class, I've learned not to use drugs, alcohol, and tobacco. I've learned the side effects of them and how they can damage your body. Chewing tobacco can cause mouth cancer, tooth loss, and other health problems. Smoking can make your teeth ill, cause bad breath, dry your skin, cause wrinkles, and other health problems. The best way to take care of your body and be healthy is to not use drugs and alcohol. I've also learned ways to communicate with others more effectively. If someone is teasing me, I can tell them to stop respectfully instead of screaming at them to stop. Or if someone offers me to do drugs or smoke with them, I can choose to change the subject, walk away, or simply say no or tell an adult. Our DARE officers also taught us better to deal with stress. Many situations can cause stress. Peer pressure is one of them. Peer pressure is when someone about your age tries to convince you to do something, and if you don't want it. Peer pressure can sometimes be a good or bad thing depending on what they ask you to. Some good ways to deal with stress are physical exercises, avoiding stress situations, and ignoring. The DARE decision-making model is the following steps. This is the fun way I describe the power and challenge your opportunity. The best way to describe is to analyze the situation and make the best of it. And the next step is to assess where I go through my choice of possible actions. The third step is where I make a logical choice of the best possible action in the situation using strategies taught this class. The last step is evaluate, where you review the decision you made and come to a conclusion whether you did a good choice or not. In conclusion, I have learned many things about DARE and the DARE decision-making model. I've learned not to do drugs and alcohol.
Alright.
Hold on, can I get a picture without him looking through?
There
Oh,
is
there's
just
more.
a
I
few
remember that, I printed it.
sentences here.
And how they can harm your body. In addition, I've learned to avoid risky situations, make safe and responsible choices, and better ways to deal with stress.
Alright.
Excellent. Hey, let's right back again, man.
Wait, hold on. We've got this. So,
Okay.
as the essay winner,
Woohoo!
you get this.
But I have to go, he was absent and he emailed without a reminder, I got it perfect.
That is
Let's get both of you in
awesome.
there.
And Michelle, congratulations, you are the essay winner. Alright, so here, nice and loud, and then I'll get your stuff.
In my opinion, I thought that the DARE program was a lot of fun and very educational. I learned a lot of new and very interesting things I didn't know about. One thing I learned about was that alcohol is very bad for your body and mind. Another thing I learned about was that the DARE decision-making model and making good decisions. There have been taught me things to learn. First, alcohol can have many side effects such as memory loss, poor judgment, and loss of coordination. Because of this, you might do bad stuff that you will do in the future, such as not paying your bills and getting kicked out, or even getting court charges and getting paid tons of money just to get out of jail. Or if you drink a lot and drive home, you might crash and harm yourself and other people. And did you know that alcohol can slow down the body and lead to a coma or even death? Because alcohol weakens the heart muscle and reduces the amount of blood that goes into your body, not many teens drink alcohol. I will use the facts about alcohol and use them in the future by sharing it with my friends to make sure they don't drink at a young age. I've learned that alcohol is bad for me and my peers because it causes a lot of bad consequences and a lot of health problems that can harm me and others. Next, the decision-making model has helped me overcome those problems and making good choices. The D in the decision-making model stands for define, describe the problem, challenge, or opportunity. A stands for assist. What are your choices? R stands for respond. Make a choice. Use the facts and information you have gathered. E stands for evaluate. Review the decision. Did you make a good choice? I will use the decision-making model in the future by thinking about the problem and making the right choice. I've learned how to think about the problem and then to make a decision and to pick the right one. Finally, the decision-making model, the DARE has taught me 8 ways to say no. The first one is to just say no thing. The next one is to give a reason or an excuse. The third one is to give them a broken record of just saying no. The fourth one is to just walk away and ignore them. The fifth one is to change the subject. The sixth one is to avoid the situation. The seventh one is to give them a cold shoulder. The eighth one is strength and remember. This could help me in case in the future one of your friends might ask you to no, and you could just use one of the 8 ways to say no. I will use the 8 ways to say no in the future by saying no to things that might harm me. I've learned that there is more than one way to say no. In conclusion, I beg the fourth graders and teenagers that I have learned a lot of new things that I did not know about, like the benefits of non-polymer each year. Also how alcohol can make people concerned and local condemnation, and how the decision-making model helps me make the right choice so I can keep myself safe. Also how sometimes saying no might be the right decision.
All right, good job.
Hello, dear graduates. Golly, it seems like just a few years ago that I was in my mighty 5th grade myself at Liberty Elementary School in Murray. I always remember how I got along with my parents at that age. Well, we didn't get along as well as we should have due to my immaturity. I remember my friends. I had 2 close boyfriends. I didn't hardly know girls existed. My church leaders and teachers were wonderful. They were so patient and special with me and my friends. And I remember my schoolmates. As 5th graders, we played many softball games at recess and lunch when the weather was warm. We also played lots of marble games. And in the winter, we made slow ice slides that we could race across the parking lot and the playground and slide and slide. And I remember my brothers and sister. I was the oldest of 6, so I was kind of the leader in the children in our family. I remember how important it was to be able to enjoy playing ball games and doing some physical work. I delivered newspapers every morning on my bicycle with my younger brother. My dad always had me helping with yard and garden work also. I didn't care all that much for it then, but I learned to respect what fun it was to play ball games on our big manicured lawn with friends, brothers, and neighbors. I learned also what garden vegetables can do with proper and timely planting, watering, feeding, and harvesting. Having a healthy body meant to me to always take in the good food of the earth and to leave the forbidden substances behind. When I was a kid your age, cigarettes were the biggest temptation, as was beer. It is hard to see or imagine at ages 10, 11, and 12 just how messed up good health can become later in teenage years and adulthood, just because a young man or young woman wants to use something cool but harmful in the 5th grade. But I promise you, everything good and everything bad that we take into our bodies will influence our mental, physical, and spiritual health. It will either support our growth into a balanced maturity, or it will hinder proper development of our brains and bodies. So choose, always choose to care for your best self, your happiest self, your strongest self, by respecting the best health practices like those you learned through the DARE program. Young men, young women of the 5th grade, stay healthy. We will need you as a productive adult in just so few years. Happy holidays. Be safe. We love you. Bye-bye.
Hey there, DARE graduates. Congratulations on a fantastic job becoming our latest batch of young adults that have decided to go through our DARE program. Myself, along with all the staff and police officers here for Unified Police, are proud that you are now a part of a distinguished group of kids that have put in the work and effort to become DARE graduates, and it's really a great time. It's odd. We usually do these graduations in purpose, and instead I'm right here on my phone. So I won't continue to talk a lot. I know you're probably bored and sick of watching people on your computer and doing virtual, but from myself and all my crew, thank you and congratulations. Have a great holiday.
Hello, my friends. This is Miss Sandy, and I just want to say congratulations from graduating from the DARE program today. That is so very exciting. I want to talk to you about why it's so important that you stick to your commitment of saying no to drugs and to smoking. I want you to take a moment to think about what you want to be when you grow up. Do you have it? Whether it's an astronaut or a scientist or an actor or a rock star or a sports player or a computer scientist, whatever it is you want to be, it's so important that you keep your insides healthy so that brain of yours can keep working and do your job the very best way you can. And a really big part of keeping your body healthy is saying no to drugs and smoking. I have a friend who started smoking when he was 18, and now he's 30 and he still has a really hard time running, which used to be one of his favorite things. It makes me so sad to see him go through that every time he wants to go for a run. Do you like to run? Do you like to run around on the playground or play tag or just go for a run around your backyard, play with your dog or your cat? Unfortunately, things like drugs and smoking are going to make it so much harder to do those things you love, make it harder to stay focused on school and all those things that you love, drawing, painting, coloring, even video games. It's so important that we keep your mind and body so very healthy so you can do all of the cool things you want to do. So remember, eat your fruits and vegetables, get plenty of sleep, and say no to drugs and say no to smoking. I am so proud of you, and I'm proud of your decision to make this commitment to saying no to drugs. This is Miss Sandy. I'm proud of you.
2 claps. Good job.
All right.